Alright, sweet, here we are. Finally got through all them other castles and reached the end.
Thank you, Fantagonistic. Your quest is over. We present you with the Super Mario Galaxy movie to do a worst to best adaptation ranking of now.
Sweet. I just got back from seeing it. So many fun characters in there to rank. I can't wait. And wait, what the fuck's that? That's not the new Mario movie. That's, oh god, no.
April Fools, bitch!
No! So in case you're somehow not a filthy degenerate, there's an entire genre of adult parody films out there asking the eternal question of what if fictional characters who we don't usually see hardcore boning totally started hardcore boning? With one of the most legendary of those films being the Super Hornio Brothers and its sequel, Super Hornio Brothers 2. And now it's time to ask something no sane person ever asked. Just how well or poorly does Super Hornio Brothers do at actually adapting the characters of Super Mario Brothers? Well, let's find out by inserting the 3C system deep inside of every character in Super Hornio Brothers to rate them all by how vigorous or flaccid their performance as an adaptation is, and then rank them all night long to see who's pinned to the bottom as the worst adapted and who's riding on top as the absolute best. With those 3 C's being, get your mind out of the gutter: costume, character, and continuity. Costume rates a character's outfit, their overall look, and their superficial physical characteristics. Character rates their personality, relationships with others, and their powers or abilities. And continuity rates their origin story, their iconic moments, and their overall place in the world. Don't worry, we will hose down the 3 C's after we finish this. But let's get down on our knees and start at the absolute bottom with the worst adapted character in all of Super Hornio Brothers. And number 8, we have the virus. In the Mario game franchise, viruses are blue, red, or yellow germs from an experiment that went out of control, leading to them spreading within a bottle and threatening to escape containment. Dr. Mario uses special vitamin capsules to destroy them before they can escape if he can line them up in a row of 4 with a virus of the same color. In the movie, the virus is not a medical virus, but a computer virus. He's this super weird guy Luigi bumps into after being transported into a computer system. When Luigi asks where he is, the virus demands a nickel to answer, but accepts a card of an image of Chi-Chi LaRue instead. Being a virus, he tells us that he spends his time gumming up the computer works, which we later see means rubbing himself up against computer systems until he worships the Hornio Brothers when he learns that they created the computer system he lives in, and assists them in saving and escaping the system. So he's not an enemy of Mario like the games, he's in a computer instead of a bottle, he's one guy instead of multiple enemies, and he's not even red, blue, or yellow. It's almost like they did not even try to adapt this character from the games, to the point where he doesn't even seem like he even has anything to do with the Mario franchise at all, and was just randomly made up for this movie or something, with the virus name being only a coincidence taken advantage of by some weird-ass YouTube guy ranking the characters of Super Hornio Brothers by adaptational accuracy as an April Fool's joke or something. And yet he's still about as good of an adaptation as Big Bertha in the '93 movie. Anyway, now moving up to number 7 with Sue. Sue are spider-like enemies that first appeared in Super Mario World. They hang from their web, moving up and down from the ceiling to attack Mario. In Super Hornio Brothers, there is a spider character named the Spider-Woman. She has a large web she uses to try to capture Mario and Luigi to drain of all their fluids. After cornering the Hornio Brothers, and as another female enemy attacks them from behind, Mario convinces the Spider-Woman that on his world, women make love to each other before draining men. And we get an extended sequence of that, with many very vivid close-ups of things that never happen in those games. Though later, after cornering Luigi again, we do get a similarity, as both the game and movie versions do go up and down in a repetitive motion. Up to 6 we have a Ba-Bomb. Instead of just being a small bomb with a face and wind-up screw, the Super Hornio Brothers version of a Ba-Bomb is just some guy named Bob. He shows up in a weird mask, unties the captive princess, takes off the mask, and then starts getting it on with her. He then leaves, with her tied up again for some reason, and is not a part of the plot for the rest of the movie. Only seen later as a phantom getting it on with an interdimensional doppelganger of the princess when time and space go into flux due to the sudden collision of 2 worlds. The only similarities are that his name is Bob, and of course that, like the Ba-Bombs of the games, he builds up and releases an explosion. Now up to 5 with Princess Peach. In the movie, she is named Princess Perlina instead of Princess Peach. But in both versions, she is the princess of an alternate world who gets kidnapped and held captive before eventually being rescued by Mario. In the games, the alternate world is the Mushroom Kingdom, and she's originally kidnapped so she can't undo the magic that transformed the residents of the kingdom into objects. In the movie, it's a digital world within Mario's computer system, and she's kidnapped to make her reveal how to cross magnetic fields between worlds. In the movie, being tickled and eventually forced to watch Bowser and his henchbabe make whoopee in front of her, with that whoopee soon involving the princess as well. While the game version, as far as I'm aware, has never canonly been involved in a threesome with Bowser. Both versions are saved by the Mario/Hornio Brothers. In the games, Peach is thought of as more of a love interest to Mario, often giving him a kiss after he saves her. In the movie, she likes Luigi, and kisses him after being rescued instead, and completely ignores Mario. As well as doing some more stuff with Luigi that the E rating of the Mario games don't usually allow. Her hair is darker than the games, and instead of her trademark pink, she wears white, which is good because it hides the stains. But one of the biggest differences is their power levels. In the games, Peach is shown to be able to adventure like Mario when needed, even having the ability to hover for a short period of time in some games. While in the movie, she's portrayed as infinitely more powerful, able to telepathically teleport herself and others between the computer and real world with ease. And it being revealed that even though Mario created the game world that she lives in, he and the entire Earth actually exists within her imagination. With it being said, she is responsible for everything all people in the world think and do, and that Mario only came up with the idea for the computer game she lives in because he'd fallen asleep next to the computer, and magnetic fields from within it affected his thought process as he slept. So I guess that effectively makes her God, which she is not in the original games. Though, it's revealed she has no control over the villains Mario programmed into the computer world, and so cannot send them back once they escape into the real world, as she states that she is restricted by the rules of the screen. And while in the game, Peach does not randomly bone a guy named Bob, in the movie, she does. Alright, now up to 4, we've got Bowser. In Super Hornio Brothers, Bowser is renamed King Pooper, a very clever play on one of his alternate titles, King Koopa. We never learn why he's known as King Pooper, but I'm going to guess it's because he seems to really enjoy entering through Anyways, while in the games, he wants to take over the Mushroom Kingdom and kidnap the princess to stop her from using her magics to save her people. In the movie, he seems to have already taken over the digital world and kidnaps the princess to use her magics to cross the magnetic fields to reach and take over the real world. In the movie, he tortures the princess by tickling her, making whoopee with her from every angle, and forcing her to watch every episode of Green Acres ever made, 2 of which he doesn't do in any of the games. While the classic King Koopa is a large spiked turtle creature, in the movie he's a regular guy with blonde hair who dresses all in black, making him about equally well adapted to President Koopa in the 1993 movie. While the Bowser of the games doesn't have an official voice, when he does make noise, it's a deep, monstrous growl. While in the movie, when he talks, King Pooper has a nightmarishly high-pitched clown-like voice that he never drops, even while in the act of carnal fulfillment, making him one of the most unsettling villains I've ever seen, and leading to some of the most terrifying visual and audio sequences ever put to film! Both versions desire to conquer the world and are opposed by Mario, and both are incredibly strong, with the movie version able to easily overpower Mario. And both versions use their offspring in their plans of conquest. In the games, using his children, the Koopalings, to assist him in taking over the Mushroom Kingdom. In the movie, planning to transport a huge vat of his jizz over to the real world, in order to create thousands of offspring to pillage the planet, with his stated goal being to turn both worlds into a toilet where all will grovel at his feet. In both versions, he is defeated by the Mario Brothers when he's dropped into a large container of fluid. In the games, this is a pit of lava, while in the movies, it's that vat. Though in the movie version, after being defeated in this way, the fluids in the vat somehow make him stronger, and he rises again. A couple of the biggest differences is that in the movie, he hires a prostitute upon reaching the real world, while in the games, he does not. And that in the movie, he refers to his nether regions as his doohickey, and is obsessed with women calling it big. While in the games, Bowser makes no reference to his genitalia. Alright, here we are. Now entering Bow Chicka Wow Wow, the top 3 most well-adapted Super Hornio Brothers characters, starting with one of the most popular characters in the entire Mario franchise, Elvra, Mistress of the Dark. In the movie, Eliza, Mistress of Evil, is one of Bowser's henchbabes. In the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, Elvra, Mistress of the Dark, is the iconic host of Movie Macabre, who guest stars in 2 episodes. In one, while Mario is distracted watching her on TV, he accidentally gives Luigi the ingredients from a curse book instead of a cookbook, turning him into a zombie. Mario calls Elvira's live call line for help, with her showing up to try to cure Luigi, only to inadvertently turn him into a werewolf and a mummy. In another, Mario falls asleep while watching her late at night, and begins having a nightmare about the movie she was hosting, The Mean Creature from the Scary Sewer, trying to save Elvira from the creature before it is revealed to be Luigi. Mario wakes up in a fright, only to notice that the dream may have been real. In the movie, Mario also dreams of her. While sleeping next to his computer, he dreams up her and the game world, and after waking up, programs her as one of the villains in his game. Both the movie and show versions are able to see Mario through the screen that separates him from her, with the movie version saying she was able to recognize him whenever he looked at his computer screen, while the show version speaks to him through the TV screen after he wakes up, wishing him unpleasant dreams. In both versions, she has tall, done-up hair and wears a sultry dress that shows off her chest and legs, though in the show, her hair and dress are black, while in the movie, she's blonde with a red dress. One of the major similarities is that in both versions, she does not hook up with Mario, though in the movie version, she does hook up with Luigi, while in the show version, Luigi only cops a feel a couple times in Mario's dreams while he's dressed up as a monster. But probably the biggest difference is that in the movie, she hooks up with both Bowser and Peach at the same time, while in the show, they never met. So another character who is definitely based on the character I'm claiming she's based on, and him not just completely bullshitting similarities between them based on these similar names in order to pad things out and talk about obscure Mario lore in a place that it really has no reason to be talked about. And yet still a better adaptation than a Slug in the MCU. But now, there's only 2 characters left who were adapted into the movie from the games, and I'm sure you know exactly who they are. So I'll give you the scene the movie never had the balls to give us and do them together, with the number 2 most well-adapted character being Luigi, making the number 1 most well-adapted Super Hornio Brothers character, the man himself, it's a Mario. So, I think by this point, we can all agree that Super Hornio Brothers is a pretty damn good adaptation. But there was one big deviation across both movies that drove me absolutely insane while watching them. In the movie, Luigi is renamed Ornio, while Mario is renamed Squeegee. Why in the motherfucking name of God aren't those names the other way around? Squeegee is obviously Luigi. Ornio is obviously Mario. What kind of ass-backwards parody is this shit? I'm almost starting to believe the people making this thing never even played the games or something and are just making random bullshit up here. But we all know that isn't the case, as these movies have had incredible fidelity to the source material so far. So let's continue. In both the movie and games, Mario/Squeegee and Luigi/Ornio are brothers who are transported from the regular world into another. In the games, from New York to the Mushroom Kingdom. In the movie, from Los Angeles to a computer game world Mario created. Both versions save a princess from a villain. In the games, Princess Peach from Bowser. In the movies, Princess Perlina from King Pooper. And in both versions, they have multiple erotic encounters with various enemies they face. In the movies, with the Spider-Woman, the Queen of Bondage, and the Mistress of Evil. In the games, with Goombas, Koopa Troopas, and Shy Guys. Both versions wear red and green overalls, though in the games they wear them due to being plumbers, while in the movie they only wear them in the computer world for reasons that are never stated. And neither wears their iconic hats. Like the later game versions, Luigi is portrayed as taller and leaner than Mario, though in the movie, Luigi does not have his iconic mustache. And though Mario does, a major difference between the game version and movie version is that Mario's dick is much, much larger than in the games, measuring at about 9 inches or so, while in the game, I mean, come on, look, he ain't packing much down there, man. In the movie, Luigi is portrayed as a bit dopier, while Mario is shown to be smart enough to program an entire computer system. While in the games, neither of the brothers are particularly smart or stupid. But like the games, both brothers are heroic and will persevere through any challenge. As we see in the movie, when Luigi is heroically able to survive the threesome with both the Mistress of Evil and the Spider-Woman. And when Mario valiantly is able to survive his solo encounter with the Queen of Bondage, despite it being said that encounters with her cause men's heads to cave in from the pleasure. A major similarity with Mario is that in both the movie and game, he has an ex. In the games, this is Pauline, who was kidnapped by Donkey Kong, While in the movie, this is an ex-wife Mario claims gives him the chills to even think about. Now, one of the most iconic elements of the original games that was completely ignored in the 1993 Mario Brothers movie is that in the games, Mario and Luigi jump on top of enemies to defeat them, and would grow larger and more powerful after consuming mushrooms. Well, in the Super Hornio Brothers movie, their mushrooms grow much, much larger in size as they get on top of their enemies, meaning that this movie is inarguably and officially the better adaptation of the two. So there we go. How well do you think the Super Hornio Brothers movie adapted the characters and worlds of the games? Are you disappointed we never got Super Hornio Brothers 3, where I'm sure we'd have seen a game-accurate Yoshi being ridden by Squeegee Hornio? And being that Nintendo bought the rights to this movie as soon as they learned of its existence to try to stop anyone from ever seeing it, which means that this movie is a 100% official Nintendo production now. And as an official Nintendo entry into the franchise, what aspect of Super Hornio Brothers do you hope will appear in the inevitable third entry of the new Mario movie series? I know that post-credit scene in the Super Mario Galaxy movie where Bob walked in and totally started getting it on with Peach sure got me hopeful for where the future of that series is headed. Anyways, April Fools, dipshits. See you next year with something even stupider.